Joanne Kellington is a teaching and learning consultant for Education Bradford. She specialises in behaviour and attendance at Key Stage 3, advising teachers across the LEA on good practice in behaviour management.
So they've got to try it day after day, week after week, and get into this culture of choice.
This programme looks at the guidance Joanne offers to one teacher keen to learn new strategies for managing her class. Today, Joanne's on her way to see an English teacher at Bradford Cathedral Community College.
I'm going to see a lady called Sarah Burgess. She's an English teacher. I think she's been teaching approximately 10 years. Very passionate about teaching, always open for new ideas and trying new strategies out. I worked with her last year with the Year 11 group, and it proved to be quite successful. So she's asked me to come in to see a low ability Year 8 group, a lot of special needs in the class, a lot of different issues, behaviour issues, learning difficulties, etc, etc. And she wants me to come in and just do an observation and see if we can plan some strategies that might actually work as they did with the Year 11 class.
Sarah Burgess is an experienced English teacher and a special educational needs coordinator in a school that's recently come out of special measures.
Can you open them out? You can go in a minute.
She's looking for reassurance and has asked Joanne to help fine-tune her behaviour management skills.
Did you make it up? Right, how did it start then? Matthew, how did it start? I've been teaching for 15 years. I think a lot of things have changed in that time regarding the way students behave, and I've had to learn a lot of strategies along the way to learn how to deal with students that provide challenging behaviour. What I'd like Jo to help with today are the listening skills of the class as a whole, and some individuals, they do behave well a lot of the time. It's just when it goes wrong, a few more tips on how to keep it going well all the time.
Now, we're going to look at a Year 8 group this time, aren't we?
That's right, 8S.
8S.
I've got a list of the names here, and these are the levels that they've achieved.
Right.
It is actually a special needs class. There's a large amount of students in there with statements for special educational needs. So they've got learning difficulties, behavioural difficulties.
In a typical lesson, which behaviours do you find the most challenging from this Year 8 group?
There's general chatty type of behaviour that you get. That's a big one. That's a big feature where you can't always explain what you need to explain because someone's chatting, so that's kind of mid-level, low-level kind of stuff. And then there's people that can't keep still, this physical stuff, that's the other type.
The tapping and the general fidgeting.
Yeah, there's at least 2 students that have that kind of difficulty.
Right. What would you like to see happen in this group in terms of behaviour?
I think the listening skills is the thing I'd most like them to improve as a class, perhaps.
Getting whole class attention?
Yeah.
I'm going to come in next lesson and watch this Year 8 group, similar to how I came in and watched the Year 11.
Right.
And then if I can make any suggestions or maybe set 1 or 2 targets at the end of the lesson, and then I'll come back in a few days' time and we'll try and put some strategies into place, see if we can make any impact.
Joanne will be observing Sarah teaching a scene from Romeo and Juliet.
Right. We'll start, guys. OK.
Yes, that was fine.
That's not a very good start, is it? Miss Kellington, by the way, she's from Education Bradford, and she's going to work with me and you for a few lessons just to see if she can help us learn any better, basically. She's going to be particularly looking at behaviour. Is that something that needs to go away? OK, right. What we're going to do today is this, OK? Yeah? Matthew? He's clearly a man. Well done, because he's got a man's name, hasn't he? Can you keep your ruler down, please? Keep it on the table. Thank you. Lisa, off we go. Sorry, do you mind if we read that again? Because I didn't quite hear that. Are you ready to listen, guys? Right, Lisa.
And break the coach, me like get tackled steer.
Hang on, stare? What does that word mean to you?
Stairs.
Stairs, correct. So how can you make rope into stairs?
Oh, one of them ropes that you climb up.
A rope ladder, brilliant. So he's arranged something quite naughty here, hasn't he? You've got to bring some rope that I'm going to make a rope ladder with, and then I will go and get Juliet. This is probably one of the most challenging classes that I teach, and it's definitely my favourite, which I constantly tell them. I think that's because of the progress they've made and the difficulties they've got and the relationship we've got. Thank you, beautiful. There's a massive range of difficulties which we put under the umbrella term behaviour. And I think part of the work that I'm doing as Senko and with Joanne supporting me is to try and unravel some of those strands so that we can get the best amount of support and help for the students, because they come here to learn and it's our job to teach them. This is the original Shakespeare and you are reading it. Give yourselves a clap on the back, eh? That is fantastic. Well done. Don't let anybody say that you can't handle hard stuff.
I think we always say that all children have got special needs at some point in their life. With Sarah, they've got behaviour difficulties and they've got learning difficulties, which often go hand in hand. If they can't access the learning, you often see the behaviour. What I saw going on in the classroom was a range of low-level challenging behaviours, such as talking out of turn, swinging on your chair, pen tapping, fiddling with your mobile phone. And I think most of these behaviours weren't aimed at disrupting the lesson. I don't think they realise they're doing it half of the time. And it's just for Sarah to actually keep the whole class attention so that they're focused on her rather than going off on a tangent.
Just a minute. Can you sit on your chair properly, please? Are you going to listen? Because you're reacting a bit, yeah? And you're going to be doing it in a minute, all right?
I'll go through what I saw. Like I said, I think you're fantastic at building up their self-esteem. Now, these kids, like you said, a lot of them have got special needs, and I imagine most of them have got very low self-esteem as well. But you're building on it all the time. You use positive language, you use language that motivates them. Everything you'll say, that's fantastic. You don't just leave it at that, though. You say, that's fantastic because, and you tell them why they're doing something really well.
I think that's something that we've been encouraged to do as well, because it was one of our features for coming out of Ofsted, not just give empty praise, justify it, because it's too easy to just say, it's brilliant, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the church, well done, Wackas, that's brilliant. That's exactly where I was going with that.
You've got a passion for teaching children as well. That is the big difference when it comes to behaviour management. But you teach positive behaviour as well. You're doing it all the time, and you probably don't even recognise you're doing it. You know, the guy, the little boy at the front, and he was tapping, wasn't he?
That's right, they're very concerned about your future, aren't they?
He just accepted that you were taking them away. And again, a lot of people can learn from that. Maybe give them more merits.
Yes, I need
more
to
rewards, because I think they'll do anything for you. That might impact on these two boys here. I'd maybe even get one of your TAs to work with them tomorrow. They don't like writing. And I did sit with them for 5 minutes and I said, come on, well, let's just practice it verbally, and quite childish behaviour. Did they say they'd do it tomorrow?
I think they did,
They did.
You two listen, because it'll be your turn tomorrow.
So maybe use, what's the name of the teaching assistant, the blonde?
Miss Coleman.
I think maybe if she spent a bit of time with them tomorrow and actually get something out of them too.
What will you take? Flowers.
At the end you were saying hands up if you want to answer a question. If you say to them, right, as of this lesson, if you want to say something, can you just put your hands up? And you'll do it in such a lovely way, not really, this is how it's going to be. But you'll do it in a lovely way, and they'll do it because they want to please. If they put their hands up, if they answer a question, give them a merit.
Hey Tess, can I just have your attention, please?
Some sort of time cue, you know, when you're getting the whole class attention. I'm only thinking about this because you said you wanted a way of getting the whole class attention.
Right, I'm just waiting for everyone to be focused.
Having a time cue, especially with kids with special needs, it's got to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, looking this way, thank you. So that's it, hands up, maybe time cues, use your TA with those two maybe, merits.
Right, we'll give that a try tomorrow then.
It's the following day and Jo has returned to see how Sarah gets on.
Right guys, we're looking at the nurse's message again. Tell me a word that could describe the nurse. Can we have hands up, please? Yes? Old. Thank you for putting your hand up. She's certainly old. Anybody else? Hands up, please. Let's have hands up. Lisa, and talking. What about her talking?
What I would like to see her doing is focusing the teacher assistant on those pupils who are going off task.
Would you work with Wackas today, please? Because who was your partner yesterday?
Me.
Asif, right. If you could help Asif and Wackas.
Teacher assistants can be the most valuable resource that there is available to teachers in the classroom, and they need to be used effectively They need to be spoken to in the staff room. They need to be part of the lesson plan. You need to share your objectives with them. You need to talk about the children. They are a valuable asset to the classroom. And if they can use them effectively, I think they'd see a massive impact on the behaviour of the group.
Darryl, they've sort of like thought about it. So, decide between yourselves. Who's going to be Juliet? Who's going to be nurse?
Time cues are a good strategy to use if they're visual and vocal.
I'm going to count you in. Are we ready, guys? I'm going to count down. When I get to 1, you're quiet and ready. 5, 4, 3, 2. Wow, 1. That was lovely. Well done. Thank you.
I think it's nice to do with a countdown as well as the visual signals, so that those who are on task, and if they're not actually looking at the teacher, they can hear the countdown, and it just gives them a little bit of time to come round. When she gets to 1, hopefully, if she teaches them what she wants them to do, all eyes should be looking at her.
He doesn't have many manners, but he's gentle enough. Oh, do what you want. Have you had dinner?
No, I knew all that before. What did he say about marriage?
Lord, how my head aches. What a head I've got. It beats as if it would break into 20 pieces. Oh, my back. At the other side, oh, my back.
Sarah also needs to look at how she finishes the lesson off, because she needs to finish it off in an orderly, controlled manner, and this can impact on behaviour in the next lesson as well. So it's about all staff working together to develop that consistency regarding behaviour.
Can you go and get me your book, Darryl, please? I'd like you to put the chair under you. Can everyone put the chairs under? You can go when the chairs are out.
What I would suggest to Sarah is at the end of the lesson, she gets the children to put the chairs underneath, they tidy the equipment away, either they put it to the end of the desk, again in an orderly manner, not just throwing the books down the table, stand behind the chairs and then let them leave row by row. As children become more challenging, teachers do need more strategies, and it might be revisiting old ones, developing new ones, or actually sharing ideas, having some sort of forum in schools where teachers can talk about what works for them, what works for others, what works with Joe blogs, etc. Just a chance to actually talk about behaviour. It needs to be high on the agenda. I don't think there's one teacher out there who will say that they've never been in a situation where they've felt uncomfortable regarding behaviour. We've all had different challenges, and there's always new ways of dealing with it. I've worked with you with the Year 11 group, and I've done 2 observations with this Year 8, and you have got a very wide range of strategies that you use. And I like the way you choose different strategies to use with different children, because one strategy does not fit all, as we know.
That's right.
And I think if you try a strategy and it doesn't work, you've got something else up your sleeve. And it's like you've got a behaviour plan in your head. You know before you walk in this classroom how certain individuals are going to behave, and you're being very proactive. The only advice I'd finish off with is merits.
Yes.
Because you've got everything else sorted. Yeah, just reward them. And I think they're a lovely group and they're doing really well for you.
That's great.
And more importantly, you're doing really well for them as well.
Thank you very much. It's been excellent.
Brilliant. See you later, Sarah.
See you later. Bye.